Called Canadian actress Lisa Ray one of the most beautiful women in the world. Among the movies she starred in, you might know her best from the 2005 film Water. Here's a clip. Last summer, Ray revealed she was suffering from a cancer that attacks and destroys bone. She was very open with her battle with the disease. She wrote a blog about it and even talked about her struggle at the Toronto Film Festival last fall.
It's a very sort of human experience, and that's all that I wanted to share, you know. I think it's really important and wonderful to be able to share. That's the big lesson that I've learned personally.
In January, she had a stem cell transplant. It's a radical treatment for a disease that has no known cure. And now, Ray says she is cancer-free and says she feels reborn. Actress Lisa Ray joins me now in the studio to talk more about her illness and her remarkable story of recovery. Welcome to you.
Thank you, Carol.
First of all, Lisa, tell me about the word reborn. How do you feel reborn?
Well, you know, a stem cell transplant really is literally a reboot for your entire system, because stem cells are the cells that are contained within your marrow that can potentially become a red blood cell or a white blood cell. They're kind of your baby cells. So in a sense, you know, I've been cleaned out from the inside out. You know, I've been reinfused with brand new stem cells. So it's sort of the deepest, most profound kind of, you could say, cleaning that you can possibly go through. It's from the marrow out.
Is it standard procedure? We described as radical, but is it radical?
I don't think so. In fact, a lot of really important research and innovation has been done right on our back step, right here at PMH in Toronto. So stem cell procedures have been done for the last 15 years. And I even had the opportunity to sort of go into the bowels of Princess Margaret Hospital at one point with a researcher and take a look at, you know, what they're doing at some of the labs and the lab work. And it's just very, very inspiring, because I think that there's a lot of applications for stem cells in the future. It's not just to do with blood cancer and you know, Parkinson's and these sorts of diseases, but certainly even, you know, with rejuvenation therapies and things like that. I can imagine an ad in the future, like feeling tired, 20 years, you know, want to sort of reboot yourself and look 20 years younger. I can imagine sort of a stem cell transplant for that.
I can imagine wanting one too.
Who wouldn't want, you know, a fresh start in a sense. But seriously, it's a very, very essential and important procedure. I think it, you know, I think it got a little bit of bad press. There's a little bit of misunderstanding surrounding the procedure, but it's going to become. Well, certainly under our friend Mr. Bush, the Bush administration, you know, there was a lot of controversy that was
kicked up. They would take it from aborted fetuses.
From fetuses, etc. Yeah. In my case, I used my own stem cells. And I find that a lot of people I know, when they have their children, their babies, they're freezing their stem cells or freezing the umbilical cords, you know, for, you know, possibly to have an application further on in their life.
You used your own stem cells. How did that work?
Oh, yeah, that's kind of crazy. You know, I was harvested. I was harvested. It's kind of a really appropriate word or term for what was done. But, you know, essentially it's a non-invasive procedure where, you know, you're given certain drugs that overstimulate the production of stem cells so that they are released into your bloodstream. And then you're hooked up to a machine, which is pretty much like a dialysis machine. I played some Scrabble. I sat there. My stem cells were, you know, collected. You know, it comes out, the blood comes out. It's collected, it's separated from your blood, sort of through a centrifugal action, and then your blood is put back into you. So you've got a nice bag of, you know, fresh, you know, possibly for 2 transplants, fresh stem cells.
And you just did the one transplant? Or
I've had the one transplant so far, yes.
Okay. And what's your prognosis now?
The prognosis, as far as I'm concerned, is excellent. I'm feeling great. I think that, you know, cancer-free in the sense that I don't have the particular marker in my blood that normally indicates the presence of multiple myeloma. Of course, I mean, technically speaking, or from a purely medical point of view, multiple myeloma isn't necessarily curable. There's always a chance of a remission or a relapse, in which case there are other modalities that you can use to treat this particular condition. And that's, again, why that, you know, I felt it was really, really important to sort of raise awareness about this sort of orphan cancer, you can say, that needs a little bit more attention, that needs that extra little bit of push in order to generate more funds towards research. And, if not necessarily the cure, we're very close to creating it or turning it into becoming something that's chronic as opposed to fatal. And towards that end, very recently we've established, again at Princess Margaret Hospital, the very first research chair for multiple myeloma in Canada.
All right. And just one more thing, I'm curious, you've been through so much. How has it changed you going through all of this? How different are you, if you are, now than you were before this happened?
Besides the fact that I'm sort of fresh from the inside out.
Rebooted
and rebirthed and all of that. I feel great. On a physical level, I feel fantastic. I've got more energy than I've had in the last few years, frankly. I guess two things. Frankly, I've realized that, in a sense, it's a cliche for a reason to say that everything happens for a reason. But I've realized that now, when I re-engage with life, it's not that I have to do anything differently. It's the quality with which I think I re-engage, with the quality with which I do things in my life now. I didn't listen to the signals coming from my body. We were just discussing a little while ago about how it was during a yoga training that the first symptoms kind of manifested, which was fatigue. But who isn't fatigued? And often we override the signals that we get from our bodies. So obviously, a big part of the change in my attitude is towards slowing down, tuning in, really cultivating a self-awareness, and not trying to override the signals that I'm getting, definitely being much more in tune with myself.
All right. Well, Lisa Ray, I want to thank you so much for joining me today, coming in to talk about this, and also good luck with your most recent film, Cooking with Stella.
Thank you so much.
Okay. All right. That was actress Lisa Ray joining me live here in studio.